Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed to
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran?
Yeah, so President Trump is not very happy with Israel. That makes two of us. So this is what happens when you make your bed with those who have different motives than you have. Simply put, Trump's motives and Israel's motives do not align. If Trump believes that he is America first, I can promise you that Israel is not America first. They're Israel first. And they're going to do what they think is in their best interest. And if Trump thinks that he can negotiate with someone who looks at him as, what's the word, goyim or sub, he's mistaken. Now, look, now I'm letting all of this play out. I'm not a geopolitical expert, but what I do know is that I don't want America to get played. And that's what seems like it's happening. What's going on, brother Caleb Collins? What's happening? Let me put this stuff up here because I'm tripping. I need to put the live sub count and the alerts up here. Thank you to everybody that's been tuning in. Let's see. It's just doing the wrong thing. There you go. It's supposed to be that. All right. So see, we're getting subscribers, y'all. Come on. This is what this is all about, right? I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. So Trump is furious with Israel. And again, I can't blame him because you call for a ceasefire, they agree to it, and then Israel breaks the ceasefire by dropping bombs very shortly after the ceasefire has been agreed upon. Within 12 hours, hour or two later, they're boom, 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 dropping bombs. Again, we've got to understand that this nation is not interested in America first. I'm gonna put this up here so you could at least see. Let's see. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put this up here. Yeah, there we go. All right. So you can at least see what we're talking about, right? I didn't want to play the video because this one actually has the F-bomb in it. So I created my own and then bleeped it out. But President Trump is not excited. And then my video on on Israel and Zionism has gotten a lot of traction. A lot of people have been talking about it because it's in the consciousness right now. Christian Zionism or dispensational Zionism has been ravaging America's foreign policy, wreaking havoc on American theology for generations, over 100 years now. And it's time that this gets pushed back. So you pushed back upon. And we're tired of this. And we want to put pressure on President Trump as the MAGA coalition to tell him we're not interested in Israel's affairs. We're not interested in bowing the knee to them. We don't view them as God's people. We don't view them as somehow special. We view Christ people as God's people. Those who have bowed the knee to the Son. Kiss the Son lest ye perish. That's what Psalm 2 says. And so we want President Trump to do what God wants us to do, not what the geopolitical nation of Israel wants to do. So yeah, if Trump is furious with Israel, guess what? So are we. We're all furious with them because we're tired. We're tired of bending the knee to them. We're tired of doing whatever they want, and our children being sent over there to be sacrificed for them. We're tired of the lies about WMDs. We're tired of Iraq with 2003. Oh, they've got WMDs. We got to go over there and we've got to. Okay, well, then it was discovered that they had none. Oh, Iran's about to get a nuke. Okay, now are we gonna get to see whether or not Iran actually has a nuke? No, Probably not. In 20 years, 20, 30 years, we might find out, oh, Iran was not even close to having a nuke. We just went in there because, again, Bibi Netanyahu decided that he has a, what is it, Iraq, Libya, Iran, whoever he wants us to attack, we eventually wind up attacking. Because, like my video says, we've been lied to for so long because of the Scofield Reference Bible and all of the things that go along with dispensational theology, that Israel is God's people, and whoever raises a hand against them is somehow cursed. And I ask the question, has America really been blessed since we've been bowing the knee to Israel since 1948? Can we really say that we've been blessed as a nation? Continued proliferation of wicked policies, encroachment upon our educational system with feminism, liberalism, social Marxism, and the like. How many millions upon millions of dead babies from the womb? Are we really blessed? Because again, it seems like we're trying to mirror with LGBTQ everything. Again, one of the most pro-LGBTQ countries in the Middle East, Israel. We're taking on those the ones we worship. We're becoming like them, just like the Bible says. You'll start to behave like what you worship, right? The book of Jeremiah discusses this as well. So again, and if you could come in, like the video, or if you dislike it, whatever, doesn't matter to me. Engage. All right, got a super chat goal. If you want to help out, the support information is all in the description if you're on YouTube. But Trump is furious with Israel, and so are a lot of America First politicians. Yes. Now, if you want me to address your concerns or answer your questions, send them in the form of a super chat. Hello. I will acknowledge you when you come in, though. Well, hello, Muhammad Raif, and hello, Cat Vibes. What's going on? But members and moderators will get preference. They will have their information shown on the screen, and then long-term friends of the program as well. But if you want me to address your concerns, don't put them in the form of a super chat. All right. So, talking about the fact that Trump is furious with Israel because they're deceptive. Calls for a ceasefire. What do? They drop bombs. They don't know what they're doing. Trump is a businessman. Trump is a negotiator. He is going to do what he thinks is best for business and the business of America. And that's one of the reasons why I voted for him. Now, if he thought that this was what's best for America, then he did it. I'm still going to give him the benefit of the doubt for now. But it's not looking good because he didn't seem to realize that Israel cannot be trusted. This is a nation that's proven time and time again that they can't be trusted. So, hello, Marianne. What's going on? What's going on? Restoring Heroes Project in the house. What's happening, brother? What's happening? All right. Thank you to all my members and subscribers. Memberships are only $1. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. If you could like the video on your way in, we got 52 people watching. There you go. We got a dislike. Come on. All right. So we got 71 on YouTube watching, and we got 5 likes. Let's get that up to about 50%. If you could like the video or dislike it, either one. All right. Let's see. This is about, so Brandon Henderson, welcome. Pleasure Man RX, welcome everybody. Again, let me, if you want to be seen on screen, the super chat. But Lonnie, I did get your email. I will respond to it. I generally don't try to give advice in that arena, but I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. But thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Let's move on to now. Trump is upset with Israel, and we've got to talk about this. But there's been a lot of stupid stuff being said about Israel. All right, what's going on, John Amons? Yes, it is old news, but we can talk about old news. Old news is sometimes good news, right? All right, so here we go. Let's see. All right, so we got Whoopi Goldberg. She's talking about Iran. She's got some things to say about Iran, and she's not that bright, but we're going to listen into
throw
Whoopi
gay
talking
people
about
off
Iran.
of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, We have been known in this country to
Thank you,
tie
Marianne.
gay folks to the car.
I'm sorry, but where the Iranian regime is today in 2025 is nothing
they used
compared to the
just
United
keep
States.
hanging black people. So
It is not even the same. I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Toronto.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Well, they wear like
Listen,
no, I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms
Understood.
out.
I'm telling you, as a
I literally said it was
Lord.
up to the Iranian people.
Yes,
it is up to them.
and that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what
Exactly.
what I
That's what they
heard
think.
was not what you meant.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
that's-
it's very different to
you
live
know.
in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Guys, don't go to Tehran. Do not, no one at this table should go to Tehran.
Let me tell you about
All right, now before what's going on, Fluffer 63? Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Thank you. I hope I got everybody that's been tuning in so far. All right, so Whoopi says that it's not if you're black, right? America is just as bad as Iran for women, right? Right. So America for blacks, Iran for women, one and the same. It's horrible here for us. Just walking, man, y'all don't know how many times I go out and I'm afraid of being lynched. It's my fear as I go to Walmart, as I work my job, where there are countless white people coming in and out. I'm always just wondering, is this person going to lynch me? Is my boss going to lynch me? I'm always thinking that. That's what's going on in my mind. Every time I walk out of my house, there's another white person that he might lynch me. Might call me boy. It's really that bad, right? And again, Whoopi sits there with $1 million, probably $1 million in the bank, on a television show with 4 other white women, disagreeing with them vehemently, continuing to spout nonsensical talking points that make absolutely no sense, but still getting paid well. And she's saying that it's horrible for blacks in 2025 in America. After we've had a black president, black first lady, a black vice president, right? Because she said, well, you know what she said?
I'm going to sit here and say, I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people? No.
Right? No. And again, I know with me saying this, I know.
And you ain't black.
I know I ain't black because I'm pushing against the narrative. Thank you, Just Mindy coming in. Thank you, Reebok. Thank you for tuning in, Madonna Kettler. Thank you for tuning in. Yes. I mean, these people. Marianne says Whoopi has a net worth of $30 million. It must be horrible, and things are worse for her here than for women in Iran. She's gonna tell us what it's like to be black, right? She's probably got cash. She's probably making some really good money. Welcome Angus. Welcome Restoration Ranch. Welcome Carla Swanson. But she gets to sit on television and constantly talk trash about America. If she did this in Iraq, Iran, how long do you think she would last? How long do you actually think she would last? It wouldn't be long. Look, and there's a video that I found. I want to play this one for you all before Whoopi gets what's going on. Thank you, brother Caleb Collins. Hold on. Now she will admit this. Hold on, I'm gonna let her admit this because I want y'all to hear her say this. Listen to this before we
Let
switch.
me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But yeah, I know that.
All right, so she said it's the greatest country in the world. Come on, what's up, brother Caleb Collins? Thank you again for the super chat, brother. We got that goal. We got the goal to hit that goal. I might open up the lines. All right. Yeah, but what's going on, JVG? Thank you for tuning in. All right, so let's look at this video. This is from an actual Iranian woman. She's going to tell us what it's like. Just some things. We're not going to listen to the whole thing.
Hello everyone. So this video is for the people who are backing up Iran right now, mostly Democrats, that they are supporting Iran right now. So I want to go over a few rules and laws in Iran. about women. Basically, it's everything against what Democrats believe. So if you're a woman in Iran, they see you as a half a brain. So you don't have the full brain. So let's say if you witnessed a murder and you're a woman and you want to go to the court and say that you witnessed the murder, there should be 3 women. So your witness, like your words, will be approved in the court. Versus if it's a man and it witnessed a murder, only 1 man is enough. Why? Because they say women have half a brain. If you're a woman in Iran, you have kids and you want to divorce, you only can have that child until 7 years. After 7 years, your child is for your husband, and he can come and take the child away from you, and you.
So again, she's gonna, and this video is 5 minutes and 21 seconds long, where she's just gonna go through a list of reasons why it's not really that good in Iran for women. Now, I'm gonna take her at her word, but I haven't heard anything that makes me believe that America's that horrible. That I would like to be a woman in Iran as opposed to a black woman here. All right. Now, let's see. We got what's going on. Glenn Hand. What's going on? Come honor. Okay. I almost said it. Jeffrey Rodriguez. Welcome. Thank you to everybody. Right. Thank you to everybody. All right. So yeah. Bobby Digits. Read me. Yeah, thank you to everybody that's tuning in. All right. So again, we've got to get to the point where we chemistry, welcome, Scribble Bites, welcome. All right. So we've got to get to the point where we push back on these narratives. What's going on, brother Anthony Allen? Welcome. Now, again, there are reasons why. If you want to support Israel, just don't tell me you support Israel all you want. Just don't tell me that it's a theological mandate for me to support Israel. I cannot support Israel and be well within my right as an American citizen to say I do not support Israel. Okay? And your whack theological arguments that come from the Scofield Study Bible notwithstanding, you can't convince me that I have to support Israel. I'm not commanded by God to do so. And none of your bad arguments are going to prove to me otherwise, because I actually read my Bible and I study logic and I study rhetoric, and I've listened to hundreds of hours of sermons and debates and all of these other things. But I'm not going to believe what you believe. And because the reason why I say that the arguments are whack is because they are logically fallacious. So I'm using a colloquialism to say that, but they are logically fallacious arguments because they're built on a house of straws. If you try to tell me that the promises were made to the nation of Israel when the scriptures completely support the opposite view, that the promise was made to Abraham and to his offspring, who is one, who is Christ, that I don't have to believe, because your premise is false. At the outset, your premise is false, so that means your argument is invalid, right? Because your premises can't be false and the argument be valid. So I'm not interested in any Zionist argument that I can easily disprove from the scriptures just by a cursory reading of 2 verses. Genesis 12:3 and then Galatians 3:16. So I'm not interested. Now, does that mean that, if I don't support Israel, I automatically support this other thing? No, y'all, the binary thinking. You've got to get away from that. We can not support Israel, and we can also not support Iran. You know that's actually possible. You know, we could be America first and say, I don't support either of them. I don't support any of them, because they don't need my support, right? Why do I have to pick a side when both are horrible? No, I'm good, right? I'm good. I don't have to do that. I don't have to support things that I don't want to support. That's pretty much, this is just, Right? Again, everybody talks about you have to pick a side. You have to pick a side. No, you don't. You really do not have to pick. If both of them are against Christ. So Israel, the Jews in Israel hate Jesus. Islam denies Jesus' divinity. I don't have to choose either of the two of them. I can let them fight it out amongst themselves. Because Christ is Lord. You see the difference? That's an either or fallacy. These people don't understand fallacies, that they're so steeped into their ideology that they don't understand that they're presenting you with an either or fallacy. There are more than two options. There are more than two. That's illegitimately limiting choices. Guys, you got to learn how to refute this nonsense, and don't let people take you down a rabbit hole where they're making you decide, well, you've got to pick one of them. No, I don't. No, I really don't. I can choose America first. And that's what people are standing up against, this nonsense that we have to stand on the side of either Israel or Iran. Like, well, if they're both doing evil things, how about we just get them to stop doing all of these evil things? How about we say both of you are evil? We're not going to side or support either one of you. Fight it out amongst yourselves. Whoever comes out on top comes out on top. That's it. Right, brother. I mean, this is insane. But what axiom? These people are trying to prove some sort of axiom that you have to decide. That's your axiom. That's not mine. And you can't prove that axiom. And I can easily prove mine because I can show you that yours is fallacious. Right. This is insane. You keep trying to tell me I got to choose between two. Okay. All right. Anyway, so this Iranian woman kind of blisters the claims that Whoopi, and I don't even want to listen. Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. And again, the more you see history and you start to peel back the layers of what we were taught in school about World War II, about the forming of the nation of Israel and how it wasn't just a nice, smooth transition and all of these other things that we've been lied to for years about, based on this misinterpretation of the Bible, this dispensational system that's caused us to elevate Israel above every other nation in the world, even our own. Do you realize how insane it is for you to believe that there is a nation on earth that you support, that you defend, that can't do it themselves, but they're better than you? What? Are we how like this at some point you just got to ask yourself this question. If you keep believing that,
you're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
Like, am I really that dumb to believe that we support them, we supply them with all of these amenities and protection and all, but they're better than we are? They're better than us? Why? Because someone misinterpreted the scriptures to believe that the promises to Abraham were for the entire nation of Israel. Gotcha. They didn't read past Galatians 2. They used that as the axiom by which they, okay, well, I guess we just have to go with that then. And again, it's baked into every part. If you look at every part of Christianity from the 1940s has been that's been assumed. The eschatological positions. If you watched any of the Left Behind movies, all of them, right? Just one production after the other of this wild, nonsensical story of the dispensational eschatology and the Antichrist coming and all of this other stuff. And it's like, guys, really, is this what we believe? That was one of the reasons why I when I began to read John MacArthur's commentary on Revelation, I was like, this don't make any sense to me. This makes absolutely no sense of the Bible. And I was like, I can rock with him on some stuff, but I was like, I can't, this doesn't make any sense. So I started to explore other options. I didn't even know there were any other options. And I've spent the last, 15 years, 13, I think it's 15 years trying to figure all of this out. But I definitely, it's very easy. Thank you to everybody that's coming in. Thank you, Jasmine Rice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But there's one thing that you can be certain of, that if you're clearly interpreting the scriptures, if you go to Galatians and you still believe that the promise in Genesis 12:3 was for a nation when there was no nation at the time, and it was a singular promise to a singular person, and Paul highlights that and points to Christ, and you see that and you still hold to this idea of Israel being exalted above every nation, that's on you. I can't help you. I'm going to not believe that. You can go and believe whatever it is you want to believe. But Whoopi is one of those people who doesn't believe it, but she sure enough acts like Iran is so much better than America, and that black people have it so much better than everybody else. Now, we got a favorite friend of the program here. All right. Favorite friend of the program, Jasmine Crockett. She's been going on her tour of Idiocracy. All right. And let's see what she's talking about here. What's old Jasmine talking about?
To understand enough about the Constitution to the extent that I'm the one that's supposed to make a fucking decision or at least get a vote.
We've heard that.
But it's Ron that's telling me. Right. So literally, like, and to understand enough about.
So she believes that she's supposed to have a say. Sorry, I gotta put the live subscribe count back up there. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Again, so she's like, I need a decision. I need to be in on the decision. Why? He didn't declare war, and the president is well within his rights to perform a military strike without congressional approval. He is the head of the military. If he wants to declare a prolonged conflict, then he actually needs to go to Congress to declare a long-term war. Right? Now, some people have gotten, like some presidents have gotten around this in the past. But Jasmine, he didn't have to check with you. He didn't have to consult with you. And the big bad, the talking big and bad, this is insanity, because nobody with any sense respects her. This is insane. Like, if this is black leadership, then we just need to just close up shop. We're done. All right, we're done. Just go ahead on and
back in chains.
That's what because Joe Biden said they're gonna put us back in chains, and with this kind of leadership, he might be right. That's what's going to happen, because again, we're already in mental slavery because of women like this, leaders like this. We're bound and yoked to the Democrat Party at 90+%. At 90+%. When what have they given us over the years? What DEI programs, which benefit mostly white women, Great Society programs, which have ravished the family, pro-choice, Planned Parenthoods in black neighborhoods, which perpetuate and further Margaret Sanger's vision to exterminate the Negro population. What else have they given us? Those civil rights. Oh, they gave us civil rights. Well, they protected rights that we were already given, and we already had the right to vote. We just needed people to enforce those. I mean, again, this is what do we do? Because the Democrats have given us absolutely nothing of substance that has helped to propel the black community forward. Political power hasn't done us any good. We've got major cities run by black leadership that are tanking. Chicago's billions of dollars in debt. New Orleans, where I'm from, we're constantly having to deal with ineptitude from the mayor, from the police chief who she hired. We're essentially we have all of this government power. We got the Tiffany Henyards of the world. We got the Karen Basses of the world. We get symbolism, but then what happens? What happens? We're still no better off. We still are plagued by pathologies. We're still 30+% of the child deletions. We're getting rid of our progeny at alarming rates, and then wondering why we don't have any black excellence, why we can't push the needle forward. We value the pointless education and of these liberal institutions that all they do is further put us in the debt and stop us from being able to live the American dream by buying a home. And then we get into bad loans, and then the majority of foreclosures are coming from black women. And we've got an epidemic of single mothers and single women who don't have any long-term vision as to what they're going to look like when they die alone, right? So again, they got all the education.
I'm a PhD.
Right, but they're not going to have any legacy to leave behind. Yeah. So now, unfortunately, what are we going to do? Right? What are we going to do? At first, yes. Thank you, Right for Mike. Thank you. Right? So again, we're talking about this. So what about being yoked to the Democrat Party has been good for the black community? We've got all of these pathologies that they've helped. Now, again, the black preacher took the check. The woman took the check. Right? Back in the 60s, these two entities took the check, selling out the black community, selling us up the river. Again, so what do we do? Well, the two things that we need to get in order in the black community, I believe, are the women and the church. Black men need to get black women in order. If y'all won't even waste your time doing it, that's up to y'all. I've already got my black wife. I'm not interested. I don't have to fight this fight. But I get on here and I tell you, like, hey, what? And then the question is, look, question will be, what has the GOP done for us? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which is great, because real men and real people stand on their own 2 feet. I don't need the GOP to give me anything. See, that's the wicked mindset, the warped mindset that it has to be an either or. There are more than two options. We could essentially just walk away from the Democrat Party and just go be a success, like we were prior to yoking ourselves to the Democrat Party. All we need is the government to get out of our way. That's all we need. I posted this the other day. The greatest stimulus would be a 0% income tax. Let me do with my money what I want to do with my money. I make a lot of money. I don't need the government taking 30+% of it to do with it what it wants to do. Right? Again, so we keep getting these leaders like Jasmine, right? Like old Jasmine, right? And we've been told, let's look at this next old Jasmine clip here, right? All right, here we go.
Randomly just kind of coming at our throats and being like, yo, like y'all got nukes, so we just don't, like, no. That is not how you deal with things. And there is a such thing as diplomacy. And we are living in this time in which there is someone who is occupying the White House who does not care about any rules, any norms, any laws, nor the Constitution. And we cannot be a civilized country if there is no law and order. So I know they may claim we law and order, blah, blah, blah.
Now, again, this is the same, right? I know she look, again,
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Every time I listen to her talk, that's the quote. That's the thing that goes through my head. No. We need to know. Again, was she saying this years ago when this was happening? Where was she? What she said, where was she? Okay? Where was she when this was happening? Let's listen in.
Targeted airstrikes to protect our American personnel. Last night, on my orders, America's armed forces began strikes against ISIL targets in Syria. Today, the American people give thanks for the extraordinary service of our men and women in uniform. Today, I authorize the armed forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya. That action has now begun. Make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time. It's going to take time to dislodge these terrorists, especially from urban areas. If the United States has al-Qaeda, bin Laden, top-level lieutenants in our sights, and Pakistan is unable or unwilling to act, then we should take them out. Today I authorized 2 operations.
So, where were the Democrats when this was happening? Right. Look, what's going on, Brother Derek Franklin? Welcome in, one of my members. Appreciate you, members and longtime supporters. I appreciate you, moderators. Keep the chat, right? Keep the chat in line. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing. If you also like the video, we got 447 people watching, but only 75 likes. Let's get it up to, we can get more people in here, get the engagement up. I appreciate you. Get that engagement up. Hit that like button. Pound that like. Pound it. Pound it. All right. Or pound the dislike. It doesn't matter. Whichever one. If you hate what I'm saying, I'm fine with that too. I don't mind pushback. I love it. I actually love it. I had somebody come in here talk about, 0% income tax. How would the government make money? Because this person doesn't know their history. I have to discuss this so many times on my channel, right? People think that, you have to have, the government only made money because of income tax, but the income tax didn't happen until the early 1900s. I mean, how did the government make money before that? You should go and study it. Oh, boy. But apparently, now look at this. Apparently, she is now, let's see, where is it? I want to look at this next clip. Where is it? Because this has been, yes. She's being tabbed as tabbed, yes, as the next leader of the Democrat establishment. Right? She should be. She's your leader. She's a leader.
Jasmine Crockett should be the leading voice of the party.
Yes, and the thing is, what the Democrats do to me wrong is that they prioritize whose turn it is. Like, Democrats are very orderly. They're almost too orderly for fascism. In fascism, you can't be orderly because the other side is messy, and Donald Trump stays messy. Everything he does is random, but it also exudes power. And in the case of Jasmine Crockett, a rational party facing actual fascism would say, who are our most effective voices? Who do the people listen to? Who do the people trust? Who do the people want to hear from? If it's Jasmine Crockett, we don't care who's in line. That's right. She's about to be the leader. We're going to put her as the head of whatever this committee is, make her the head of oversight, and put her on TV every day. But that isn't what Democrats do because they're orderly. And orderly is insufficient in the face of fascism.
Do you feel like Jasmine Crockett should be the leading voice of the party?
These people, look, y'all. These people, they just sit on these television shows and
why you always lying?
Always lying. My goodness, they lie. Democrats are orderly. I mean, if you're saying that they're orderly and systematically trying to destroy the country from within, then maybe you could say that. Are we serious? I hope they put Jasmine Crockett up as the next leader of the party. That would be so much comedy gold. We Democrats, they lie. It's almost like if you just listen to them talk, you're gonna they're lying. Oh yeah, they're lying. This is gonna be this. Goodness. Jasmine Crockett has the ear of the people. Well, why? I don't see how that's possible, because she's going, if you were to run her, moderates would look at that as y'all are just giving up. Y'all giving up. The people are tired of the racial grift. So if you put Jasmine Crockett up, they're going to see that as more DEI. So, and if the next Democrat nominee isn't talented, well-spoken, accomplished, and moderate, yeah, it's going to take a lot for that person to win. Exactly. And the question is, now, El Michelle, and I'm gonna address yours because that's a great, she has the ear of a lot of ignorant people. Now, the problem with that is that is becoming the majority of America, because the Department of Education has been an abject failure. It has not taught people how to listen to arguments, reason through them, see if premises lead naturally to the conclusion, whether the argument is valid, whether the premises are true. We just sloganeering and propaganda have been the successful tools that have been used by the government for years. And we've created a populace that's easily led around by lies. Like the New York mayoral race. This guy has promised. All you have to do is promise, right? And we've talked about this so many times that who was it? Was it James Madison? I believe it was James Madison. Yes, he commented that there was $15,000 was going to go to French immigrant refugees. And he said, I cannot endeavor to lay a finger on the article of the Constitution that allows the government to spend on acts of benevolence the money of their constituents. Imagine what you think Elon was going crazy in Doge. Think of the father of the Constitution coming in, being reanimated, understanding computer systems, and leading a group of people that were going to slash the federal government. He didn't want, was it $15,000 to $19,000 going to French refugees. He said there's no article in the Constitution that supports this. These people think that this money is, we can just spend it however we want. But again, oh look, this is what we've been left with, because people just don't want to learn their history, right? The first thing they'll say, 1619 Project, slavery, slavery, slavery. Oh, boogeyman. He owned slaves, so that means all of his opinions were negated. But again, you don't mind someone deleting babies in mass. Y'all love Margaret Sanger. Y'all fine with people like Hillary Clinton, who won the Margaret Sanger Lifetime Achievement Award or something. Right? Y'all are fine with those people, right? That they want to exterminate us, undesirables. They consider us undesirables. So that, and because we've gotten so to the point where we don't want to do the hard labor of the work, and we want to just live off the system, and they've got us taking government handouts. What do they do next? Well, they got to get another group to come in, illegal immigrants, to do all of that hard labor, right? So they switch one set of slaves out for the next. But those are the ignorant people that Jasmine Crockett speaks to. People who don't know their history. Right? Who just like to get on television, get on social media, and pontificate. Right? Oh! Oh, goodness. Well, we talked about Jasmine Crockett's lies. Whew. Goodness. I could pull up old videos where she says that that crossing the border is not a criminal offense. Oh, you know what? Would y'all like me to pull that out? Hold on a second. Right? Yeah, she's an attention seeker. Right? She says that's the case, and you can easily go to ChatGPT and find out that, I mean, again, she's mentioned this so many times. It's not a criminal offense to cross the border. It's not a criminal offense to cross the border. Well, let's check. We'll just look at it again, because some people just don't believe. Let's see, where is it? Right here. All right, here it is. Yeah, you're a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. People say that, oh, yes, crossing the border illegally can be a criminal offense depending on circumstances. First time illegal entry, misdemeanor, penalty up to 6 months in prison and or fines. Right here. Typically applies to someone who enters the U.S. without going through a port of entry or without proper documentation. Illegal entry after deportation, felony under U.S. Code 1326, penalty up to 2 years in prison and much more for serious criminal history up to 20 years. This applies to individuals who were deported and then re-entered. Civil violations, right? Some immigration violations, like overstaying a visa, are civil offenses, because this is what she said, right? It's a civil, not a criminal. That's what she said. All right, but they can still result in removal or deportation, right? These people are asinine, right? Asinine. They don't seem to understand, right? Penalty up to 6 months in prison and/or fines, right? It's a criminal offense, right? I do have moderators. Moderators, if y'all want to get in there, I don't know what's going on. What's going on that y'all think needs to be moderated? I don't mind the people displaying their stupidity by calling me names. I don't. If they call you all names, now I'll deal with it. But if that's all they got is name calling, I've been called names all my life. I don't really care about that. Let's see. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Right? Same as jaywalking. Right? What's that? What was it? Yes. Same as jaywalking. Right, exactly. Infraction level fines, non-criminal. Typical fine range, non-criminal, 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 non-criminal. In rare cases, such as causing an accident, these people believe whatever lies they're told. They believe whatever lies they're told about by Jasmine and the like. That is on the same par with all you got to do is go to these people out there. Y'all ain't even worth it. This fool is not even worth it. Anyway, let's continue. All right. So she's going to be the head of the party. Yeah, right. Now let's talk a little bit more about this next one. We talked about that. So we're talking about let's see. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about, y'all. All right. We got a bunch of stuff. Let's see. We got Jasmine. We talked about Jasmine. Should we go? Let's do this next. We're going to do this. We're going to do this next. Yes. We're going to go to this. All right. So let's listen in. Let's listen in. Right. You can easily just go to ChatGPT and debunk most of the stupidity that Democrats believe. But, you know, just right. And then they'll start calling you name. Oh, you support white supremacy. Right. If I was look, I ain't going to say it. Right. But some of y'all prove that never mind. Let's just listen in. You prove it with your words.
Good
right, go
afternoon.
ahead. All right,
Earlier this spring, our community was shaken by what happened at a school track meet in Frisco. The violent loss of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. For weeks now, my team has been presenting evidence to the grand jury, and today I summarized that evidence, and I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against Carmelo Anthony, which they did. With this indictment, the case now moves formally into the court system. From this point forward, we'll continue doing our job both fully and fairly to pursue justice under the law. As for the scheduling of the trial, that will be up to the court. But when the time comes, we will be ready. Now, we know that this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. And that's understandable. When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core. But let's remember that the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's what this case deserves. We're also mindful of Austin's family and everyone who loved him. Please keep them in your thoughts, and if you're willing, your prayers as well. Finally, let's remember that a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
All right. So you see, this is the DA Greg Willis announcing the indictment of Carmelo Anthony for first degree. Now, they're already saying that the video evidence shows that this was not that self-defense is not possible. And again, I haven't seen the video, but news reporters have, and they are, multiple news outlets are reporting that the self-defense case has gone up in flames based on the video evidence. Now, and that's why the indictment came down. Now, most people who are rational people assumed that this was going to happen. We were assuming that, yes, this is going to happen. He's going to be indicted for some form of some charge of deletion of Austin Metcalf. and we're just waiting patiently. Now, all the fatigue and everything that's been going on since then, people, and a lot of people have, think about how quickly the news cycle moves on. How long ago was this? It wasn't even that long ago, but it seems like this story has been out of our consciousness for years. So much so that people are just, oh, okay, yeah, it happened, and they're still on like the false flags and the Iranian and Iranian-Israeli issue, and we just got something going on in the news cycle every week, right? And again, I use deletion of Austin Metcalf to make sure that the video doesn't get flagged on YouTube, right? So YouTube has very strict rules. If you say certain words too many times, your video will get flagged. It won't be able to continue. So that's why I use that. All right. Now, it isn't to disrespect, because I believe that the indictment, hopefully, that if this is true and that they're able to prove without upon a shadow of a reasonable doubt that he's guilty of it, that they try him as an adult, and that Texas has capital punishment, and that capital punishment is the outcome. I don't think he deserves, if this is proven, he's proven guilty. I don't think he should live much longer, because he's already been drawing breath based on Genesis. He's been drawing breath for quite some time after taking someone else's life with malice aforethought. So I'm all for, if the verdict is guilty, if they can prove it. Yeah. Now, again, that I know because I say, and
you ain't black,
right? I'm Uncle Tom bootlicking, blah, 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 blah. Right. But again, it doesn't matter to me, because I want truth and justice to reign. If this young man is guilty, he needs to suffer the consequences. There is no way, shape, or form that he should be walking the streets with that level, with that lack of self-control, that lack of impulse control, to premeditatively bring a knife to a track meet. There was intention there. And so I don't want to hear any of the, oh, he was just a boy that was born, right? Now, we know that he deleted Austin Metcalf. That goes without a doubt. Now, can they prove that it was first degree? That's the issue. And if they can prove it, and whatever the maximum penalty is, if it's capital punishment, go for it. We need less people like him on the streets if he's guilty of what he's guilty of. That goes without saying. No matter what ethnicity, we need less people on the earth with this lack of impulse control. And we don't need the Dominique Alexanders of the world who are trying to make them out as victims. We need less of them too. There's no reason, besides you being black, that if this young man is found guilty, because this goes with so what's happening? This is one of the reasons why black fatigue is a thing, because people are tired of the lying. That's why I titled this Blacks, Iranians, Legs, and Lies. People are tired of the lies. Hands up, don't shoot. It was a lie. We're tired of lies. We're also weapons of mass destruction. We're tired of those lies. We're tired of the lie of Zionism. We're tired of the lies of these people coming across the border as refugees. All of this is connected. We're tired of the lying. And so that's one of the reasons why Trump won, was because although you all may hate, there are people who hate him and think he's this and thinks he's at least challenging the people that have been lying to us for so very long. That's the main reason why he won these two times. and 3, depending on what you believe about the 2020 election. So we're tired of all of the lies. And so Carmelo's self-defense claim that was believed by black people all over the nation without a shred of evidence, just because he was black. Well, again, you guys, you believe what? That black people can do no wrong, that it was his birthright to be able to off Austin Metcalf, that it was his birthright, because we had a video of a young woman who said that Austin Metcalf got what he deserved because he put his hands on that boy. This is, again, you may, again, you're going to call me all the names, right? You're going to say all of the stuff you want to say. It doesn't matter to me, right? I'm laughing at you all. The people who are calling all of the names, right? The common names that all you can do is call names and not deal with actual arguments. We're tired of the lying. We're tired of the gaslighting. People are tired of being pushed to the margins and being shamed into positions or not speaking out against positions that they disagree with. Those days are done. And so you can keep the name calling. At some point, people are going to get tired of it, and you're seeing more and more people get tired of it. So we're going to show you some things, right? Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's joining. Thank you to everybody that is commenting. If you could get the likes up or the dislikes, either one. We got 459 people in here. If we could get the likes up to about 50%, that would be awesome. I don't know if you all can see that. Yes. All right. So we've got Carmelo Anthony's indictment. Now, here's the crazy thing. They're asking now if this is true. I don't know if this is true. We're going to see, though. But here's and again, if you all want me to address your concerns, the super chat button is over there. Thank you, DG. Thank you. Appreciate you. The super chat button is over there if you want to see your comment on the screen, unless you're a moderator or a longtime supporter. I may address some of the things you say in the comments, but I will not put it on the screen. If you want to see it on the screen, super chat is available, right? There you go. All right. So Carmelo Anthony has requested a court-appointed lawyer because his family said they can't afford one. I hope that's not true, right? Somebody check to see if that's true. I did some research. I couldn't verify it, right? Now they're asking for more money, but I couldn't verify it, right? Yeah, I couldn't verify it. But the Give, Send, Go, they said that it was for, right, to help him with legal fees and whatnot. Isn't that what they said? So why do they not? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know but I just thought that was interesting. I saw that tweet. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to continue to do some research on it. I couldn't find anything about him asking for it, but that would seem to be a slap in the face to everybody who supported them, right? Yeah, that would be a slap in the face because you got over $500,000 from us. Where did it go? And I wouldn't say us because I didn't get any of my money. But that's what I would be asking if I was, right? And it seems like this is all they want.
I just want some money.
They just want some money, right? They use that as an opportunity to get some money. That's all they were doing, right? Now, we're going to move to the next topic, okay? Now, this one's going to be very interesting, all right? Very interesting. I think everything we've been talking about has been very interesting. But we're going to listen to... right, this word here. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on with this word here. The dangerous word, right? The deplorable word for those of you who are fans of The Magician's Nephew. The deplorable word, right? Okay, hold on. The deplorable word. All right. So let's see. We're gonna listen to Jamal Bowman.
Catholic pro-life ministries bombs.
We are not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease...
I'm white, I can't comment
Listen
on
to
it.
what I'm saying.
What
The
you're
reason
saying.
why heart disease and cancer and
racist.
obesity
I can't
and
comment on it.
diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal.
But unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamal. The hate's coming from one.
Wait, so thank you for the compliment, CFET. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. So apparently, being called the N-word causes comorbidities. It's like is it a comorbidity? The stress of being here in America is causing black people to be more obese, to have cancer. Listen, wait, I want to hear that again, because sometimes I don't listen to the video. I react to it as you all see me react to it. I didn't listen to this video. I just saw the tweet and I said, I want to see what this is about, and I want to react live to it. Listen.
Community is because of the stress we carry from having and diabetes are bigger in the black community. Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal.
But unfortunately, we're still here.
So the stress of being called the N-word every day causes heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and cancer.
You can't make this up.
Oh my goodness. So I'm not obese, apparently. I'm not obese. I don't have diabetes. I don't believe I have any heart disease that I know of. And I don't think I have cancer. What's going on, Crick Cannon? What's happening? I mean, man, that's new math, right? That's new. Because it's really not. It's not adding up. So here's the crazy thing. How? Okay, so this is easily falsifiable, right? Easily falsifiable. Let me ask y'all a couple of questions, because I'm just spitballing on this one. Is it more stressful to be under Jim Crow laws or under the current 2025 American system? Which one do you think is more stressful? What's going on, brother Derek Franklin? Thank you. Yes, how racist is it that Dems treat black folks as naive people who lack agency and need to be led around by the nose by white liberals who know better? That's exactly it. They look at themselves as subjects and us as objects. We are to be acted upon. We have no agency. We are inert matter to be acted upon, to be manipulated however the liberals see fit. We are a monolithic voting block, and if anybody strays away from
and you ain't black,
the narrative, you ain't black, right? And again, we know this, and it takes those of us with tough skin to listen to the other, like the 5-6% of us that don't rock with them, the 90%. They're trying to keep us in line by calling us all kinds of names: sellout, coon, Uncle Tom, blah blah blah, house, blah blah blah, Uncle Dad, whatever. All right. And then the women will try to withhold relations because they're like, well, if you ain't vote for Kamala, you can't get up in there, whatever, all that. Yeah. But it actually takes some courage and fortitude for us to get to tell people what we believe and put a face on it. I actually had to tell that to an anonymous commenter in my comments recently. I said, I don't respect you. You're an anonymous. You can spew your ideas without any threat of reprisal. I'm putting my face on this. People see me when I walk outside. Hundreds of people who I know follow my content and come and tell me about the stuff that I say. I'm not doing this in a vacuum. There are people who live around me that watch the things that I say on this channel. I've been approached by people who are like, hey, I know you, you're developing that. That's happened before. So I'm putting my face on the stuff that I believe. Whereas these other people are just going about their business. Now, wouldn't that cause me more stress? But here's the back to the original question. Was it harder to live under Jim Crow or today? Right? I would say it was absolutely harder for black people, or more stressful, let's say, to live under Jim Crow. But black people were less obese and less prone to cancer and less prone to, what was the other one he said? Oh, diabetes, right? Because the average black woman in this country is 5'4", 180 plus pounds. And during the Jim Crow South, they weren't that big. Is it the stress? Which one was more stressful? Slavery? Or Jim Crow? Reconstruction? Or 2025 America, where black wealth is in the black income is in the trillions? Which one was more stressful? So what are we even talking about here? Right? What are we even talking? Exactly. Right? I'm 6'1", 190. Almost 50 years old. I'm not obese. So I'm able to navigate this world without well, Derek, I don't understand why these people, they don't understand how easy it is to navigate the world without worrying about white people. As opposed to what it was like during the Jim Crow South. I don't sit around thinking about white supremacy. I don't let it bother. It doesn't bother me. If the only way it would bother me if I actually thought that being white was better than being black. Like, just on the whole, being. If I thought that people may behave towards me differently if I were in a different ethnic group, but the Christian position is that God made all people in his image. So if I truly have Christian beliefs, I can't subscribe to white supremacy. I can't. It doesn't follow logically. Now, do I believe that this nation was founded by some really rugged individuals who had the pioneering spirit, and then also the nation was founded by those who had very clear visions about what a government should be and how you could function and create a government that would have checks and balances and would ideally look like there was a merging of the Enlightenment plus Christianity? I think those men were very wise. I think that the history of this nation has proved it. So, but do I think that that inherently makes every white person better than me? I just don't believe that. I know there are people that I'm smarter than, taller than, more articulate than, but I make more money. In every ethnicity, I don't get the idea. And then when you have stupid people saying stupid things like this, that the threat of being called the N-word causes all these comorbidities. just when I hear this,
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
why would anybody respect your mind if this is the kind of stuff that you come up with? So even if it, so let's just say that stress does cause these things. Who is causing you to believe that you have to worry about every time you walk out of the door, you have to worry about some white person coming after you? Who's fomenting that? Who's doing it? Because it isn't Republicans. Who's leading the narrative that the year of 2020, where nine black people were deleted by cops, but they would make you think that it was in the thousands? Who led that narrative? Who led it? It wasn't Republicans. You're on CNN with the people who led the charge that make people think, right? They push the propaganda that made people think, or make black people think, that the white boogeyman is out to get you every time you turn around. Whoa, it's the white man. What is he going to do to me today? Oh, no. Right? What Biden said.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
There you go. That's what you got to worry about. That's the stressor right there. Your previous president said it. I'm going to put it.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
They're going to put y'all back in chains. Oh, who's the one that uses the fear tactics? That they're going to put y'all back in chains. Who? That the Democrats keep telling y'all that the Republicans are going to put y'all back in chains. That's what they keep telling y'all, right? But you are bound 90% to vote for Democrats. And when you step off the reservation, guess what they do? They come after you. So who are the real slave masters? See, that's what I remember. I remember when people stepped off the plantation, the slave masters would go and make the other slaves get them back, right? Or they had their plants in there. Oh, I'm a good old servant. Old master. Oh, they planning a resurrection on you, or insurrection on you, master. You better. They gonna be out here tonight, or plotting on you, old master, sir. That's what they're behaving. The black people who come in here and tell us that we're sellouts, and they gonna tell the Democrats on us. Y'all are funny. They gonna make. Oh, we gonna tell on you. They gonna put y'all back.
They're gonna put you all back in chains.
They gonna put y'all back in chains. Right. Right. But in the N-word causes comorbidities, apparently. I don't understand how these people just, I don't understand. All right. So we got another one. All right. So this one's going to be interesting as well. I was watching this show. Okay. Let's see. We're going to do some cultural nonsense. Let's do this. Yeah, we're going to do this. Right. They're going to tell the Democrats on me, right? Because all right. So Bishop Jamal Harrison Bryant, pastor, bishop, whatever you want to call him, he's been under some fire recently. He's been under some fire because he got some very interesting things to say about somebody's and we'll see if this is I'm gonna close some of these windows so we can hold on a second, close some of these windows. There you go. All right, here we go. All right. So look at this. All right. So Jamal Bryant. Here we go. You're going to listen in.
You got pretty legs, man.
Oh, man.
And they lanolated.
Man, listen, I'm back working out.
You put shea butter, Jergens.
Oh, you see that?
They're glowing in the dark.
I'm just
Y'all
nourished.
zoom in. Do not skip leg day.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Sometimes you got to remind people, like, it's okay. But the work has to be done.
Oh, listen, it's evident. It pays off.
You know what I'm saying? I'm back eating right, trying to live right.
Yes.
I done purged my tongue since last speaking with you. So I don't curse no more. I try not to curse no more. Wow. I had a flare up the other day, but who's keeping count?
I'm not.
Other than that, man, life's good.
You got pretty legs.
You got pretty legs. Let's say you got pretty legs. There you go. There you go. You say you got pretty legs. So the question that we all have to ask Jamal is,
why are you gay?
Right? This is for real, man. Like, what is this? Why are you scoping out exactly? Why? And this is coming from a supposed pastor, y'all. A supposed pastor. You got pretty legs. They all lanolated. What? Oh, goodness. Oh, now Cam Newton has been one that pushes the envelope with his wardrobe, right? But Jamal, really, like, man, come on. This. You're supposed to be a man of God, right? I don't know, man. Maybe he was at some of the parties, but what is the deal with these guys in this effeminate movement? Remember the 80s with androgyny and everybody was, the guy who looked most effeminate was getting most of the girls. Seems like things just cycle back over because now these, the runway of the NBA games, these guys coming in with full on dresses and skirts and man bags. Oh, we hit 7,000. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing. Thank you. We hit that goal before the end of the month. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to leave it. I was going to leave it unsaid, but we got to 7,000. Appreciate you guys. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the summer. I got some more content coming for you all. Trying to do lives Thursdays and Sundays lives, and then releasing content, at least 2 new videos every week, and then shorts and everything else that's going on. But this is insane, right? Now, why is it that the most effeminate men are seen as the most desirable? The more effeminate you are, it's peacocking, essentially, right? Rugged men who handle business and go, I don't know. This. I don't even want to talk about it, but it's just so effeminate. And he wasn't done, y'all. This was supposed to just be funny, but he got called out rightly by comedians like Corey Holcomb and other Christian commentators. We've got a problem in the black church. I've talked about that on multiple videos, that, the black church has essentially lost its lampstand because it will not call out men like Jamal Bryant. It allows men like him to have influence. Because again, there is no authority, no hierarchy, no structure. There is no governing body that can tell Jamal Bryant to sit his behind down. Whereas, like, if you're in a Presbyterian form of government, or you have the Roman Catholicism or Eastern Orthodox or Lutheranism, you can defrock these men and they'll be done. But that's not how it operates in the black church, and it doesn't operate like that in Southern Baptist churches either. Because if you haven't paid attention, white Southerners and blacks have loads in common, more than they do. More than they don't. And there's some historical reasons as to why we've been pitted against each other, the Southern whites and the blacks, because they recognized if we ever realized that we have more in common than we don't, then we'd be a force for changing the government, and getting back to states' rights. But as long as we keep fighting each other, they'll maintain power. But Southern whites and blacks have always had much in common, because the majority of the majority of the cultural expressions that we see in black churches came from white Southerners, which came from Britain, right? Northern Scottish Highlands, I believe. But unfortunately, we don't know our history, and we don't recognize that people have been pitting us against each other for years. But there's no authority structure here, so you can't get this guy out. He's influential, has his own podcast, has his own church. He's untouchable. The only person that's going to be able to remove him is the Lord. And you have too many pastors like that operate without checks and balances in the black church. T.D. Jakes, somebody mentioned it in the comments. T.D. Jakes is one of them, right? Yeah. Then I got a video that I'm workshopping next week for the I do my acronyms, but it's gonna be about obesity in the church. Like pastors don't preach on gluttony, they don't preach on, and the reason why they don't preach on these things is because they're not going to preach against the thing that the majority of their members practice, if it means that
I just want some money.
They don't get that money. That's the whole point. They want money. These people are lovers of money, right? Now, Jamal wasn't done, because this is insane. This one is even worse than the pretty legs one. But let's look at this one. This is insane. Look at it. Because the sachet in hand and everything else, look at this.
Concerned
I'm
as
concerned.
a black man and as a father on this new trend of clothes that is now gender fluid. So there's no women's department. There's no men's department.
Yeah.
Everybody wearing the same thing. As designers, and I don't know if this speaks to your ministry angle because you are ambidextrous in that way. Tell me what you think about that trend.
I think that it's okay.
Okay.
And I think that through our gender fluid clothing, we've been able to reach a lot more people.
Yeah.
And get these anointed garments. Yeah, I mean, because everything that I'm wearing, a man could wear it or a woman could wear it, right?
Yeah.
And it comes in both sizes on our website. I
am concerned.
Right? So the sachet in, right? The sachet in hand, the exaggerated wrist movements, and then he's obviously, he knows that these two gentlemen are effeminate. I don't know if they're homosexuals. I really don't care. But it appears so. But what he says he's worried about his sons and this new gender fluidity, but apparently you're not worried about it. You're not. Because you've allowed the encroaching sexual immorality that led you to the point where you can't in good conscience discipline a homosexual in your church. Because they're going to point out the hypocrisy of the fact that you, Jamal Bryant, cannot control your member. You have been caught multiple times with women outside of marriage. You've had cases against you where underage much. How are you going to be? But the Bible says, remove the plank from your eye, then you'll be able to see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. But you still got the plank in yours, brother. You can't discipline anyone, and if you won't discipline, then you're taking away one of the most important aspects of Christian shepherding, of being a pastor. Sometimes you got to discipline people who are repeat offenders. But you can't, because you've given over. You're a hypocrite. So they're going to look at you like, why are you, how dare you tell me anything when I know what you've done and you're still doing? So again, we get this problem in the black church where you can't discipline anybody, because if you do, then they're going to point out the fact that you're allowing. Well, I know of the deacon who's an adulterer, and the kids ministry leader is a fornicator. So how are you going to tell me that I can't be in here with my same sex partner? Paul says, purge the evil from among you. The little leaven leavens the whole lump. So now the black church is big old fat lump full of leaven, right? Now this is something else I wanted to talk about, because I saw this earlier, and some of y'all, this may not be your cup of tea, but I saw this. This was interesting. Black dating shows. This has been the thing that I've been watching recently. Now, let's look at this one. I want to show y'all something, because I was talking about this earlier about how black men need to get black women in check. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by that, okay? Because this is really Really funny. Okay, here we go.
I'm Rebel, and I'm 31. And Rebel. Okay,
Now,
let's go.
okay, so y'all heard that, right? Okay, let me put. I got signed out for some reason. Let me see if I get back to my account so I can get to the channelytics and get the live subscriber count back up here. Here we go. All right, let's see where it is. Okay, where is it? All right, there we go. Okay, all right. So my brother said, no, yes, I'm showing Pop the Balloon. All right, because I watched the show. One of the reasons why I watched the show is because I want to see what's out there, right? So when my children go out into the world, I want them to know what to avoid. So I want to see what is the state, because I'm not dating, but what is the state of black dating? What does it look like, right? Because I'm assuming that my kids will probably marry somebody of the same ethnicity. So I'm like, well, what is it out here? Now, this guy, he seemed to have his stuff together, and he was actually saying, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for this. And he had a very specific type. He said, and he wants someone with longer hair. All right. Now, don't feel bad for this woman over here because she got matched with the next guy. So she was okay. She was good. She was good. Somebody liked that short hair, right? But y'all heard the balloons pop, right? And so we're gonna listen to one of the young ladies that had a little something to say about him popping that balloon. She wanted to let him know. All right, let me see. Let me show you that. Hold on one second. Put this right here. Okay. Now, this is what I'm telling y'all, that you can't. Let's just listen in.
Your name and age. Your name and age.
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm 30. Hair don't make your personality. You dig me? It's about who you are. If you're confident with short hair, long hair, it doesn't matter. Because a lot of girls that do have long hair, the hairs be thin. I have a salon. When I was 16, I brought my mother a salon with my business that I do. Yeah. So yeah, I have dealt with so many different type of hairs. Shout out to my mom, Captivated Styles, in the building, Philly, we here. But what you said, it's just not for me. You need to really check on your ends before you talk about long or short hair, because a lot of girls with long hair be having no hair just because it's long is thin. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
Now he's this was insane. That man has a preference. He likes women with long hair. Why can't he like a preference? Or why can't he have a preference? Because on this show, they reject men because they don't have the type of clothing that they want. They say, oh, your teeth aren't what I like. Oh, it can be a litany of reasons that they can come up with to reject a guy. But he says, well, I'd rather somebody with longer hair. I have a specific type and I want someone with longer hair. Right? And he don't want short hair. Deal with it. And again, and I know he gets in trouble, Tommy Sotomayor, but he always makes the argument that these women are out here with another woman's hair in their head because they don't like the hair that grows out of their own head, and saying out of the same mouth that everybody wants to be like them. So they getting BBLs and injections and fake hair, fake lashes, fake nails. If you were to strip the makeup, if you were to strip these women to the bare of what's actually them, her hair's coming out. A lot of their hair is coming straight off. At least the short-haired woman, that's her hair. So I'm a natural hair guy. I'm like, let it come out your hair, out your head, the way the Lord made it. You can style it up a little bit, but just go ahead on, be you, right? Oh, interesting. Okay, so they decide that there's a standard of beauty that white men have set up in this nation, and the European standard of beauty, but then they try to adopt it when it doesn't work for them. Like, it doesn't. It's not a good thing to try and color your hair and make all of these other adjustments to your God-given appearance, and then claim that you're the standard, that everybody wants to be like you, everybody wants to rock you. Like, it's very confusing. But she went in on him and didn't let him talk. He debunked the first premise that his mama had short hair. Like, no, she doesn't. Then she wouldn't let him finish, because he was going to say, okay, well, he was probably just going to move on. But she had to get her say in, right? Because the black woman cannot be challenged, questioned. And that's why I said, until black men find a way to get these black women in line, you might as well just go on overseas and get you a traditional woman from another country. Because what you say, Brother Caleb Collins? All right, so that's the problem. Women talk about all the nonsense they prefer, right? When we have one preference, it's a crime. Yeah, can't keep letting women shame you into buckling at their emotional outbursts. Exactly, and you've got to harden yourself to that, especially if a woman is not, like, you're not my wife, you're not my mother, you're not my sister, but mainly my wife. Your emotional outbursts are outbursts of no concern to me. I don't care. I don't care at all. I have to live with my wife. She doesn't do those emotional outbursts. I'm not dealing with anybody else's. If you go off emotionally, that's on you. But rest assured, I'm going to walk away. Now, this man couldn't walk away on the show, but had she started doing that, I'm like, all right, have a good day. Bye. I mean, I don't care. I have a preference. I'm not changing my preference. You can get mad all you want. And you're not going to tell me, you're not going to legislate to me how I interact with black women. Now, he's going to tell. I want him to say it. Let's listen into him, because I think his response was amazing.
Okay. Before you talk to black women, that's it.
He knows what he said.
Let's go on over here.
Yeah, please.
Your name is.
He said, please.
Age.
And you saw how that brother just handled it. He's like, it sounds like you're here for the sister code. You ain't here to find a man. Now, one of the problems, and he's going to mention this, is that he's wondering. I want to let him say it, but I'm gonna paraphrase it because it's been a little bit too long. But he paraphrases it. He essentially says that I don't want a woman who's going to be checking for other black women if she's my woman. See, I don't need someone that I have to worry about. Well, is the sisterhood more elevated than this one flesh union between you and I? Because you have to worry about that as a black man. Is this woman going to be more about the sister code?
Well, you can't say that to no black woman. You can't say what you can't say this to a black woman. A black woman is the queen goddess, and she better she.
Then act like one. Queens have class, generally. They're taught etiquette. They're taught how to speak clearly and articulately. They don't run around self-aggrandizing because they know they're the queen. That's why it's such a tragic thing when a queen needs to exalt her. They're like, well, you're already exalted. You're the queen. It's one of the reasons why people are disgusted with someone like LeBron James. You want to crown yourself the GOAT? I'm a king. I'm this. I'm that. Right? Let another praise you. If that's straight Bible. Right? Not your own lips. That's why I don't understand why Christian men rock with LeBron James, but I guess like y'all, they just don't believe the Bible. I don't know. Anyway, they will defend him to the hills. Right? Right? So we've got this now. Lest you think that this is some sort of let's look at this one. All right. We got a couple more because we got like 20 minutes left. All right. Now let's listen to this lady. This is 43 seconds, but this is a very important announcement. Apparently, this woman needs to give to you all.
I went to
to the gynecologist yesterday, baby. She had on a Gucci belt, lashes, and box braids. I said, love a black woman from it. I said, Miss Doctor, let's get one thing straight. I'm a whore, so I need you to run up these STI tests. Baby, tests for everything. Hepatitis, gingivitis, scoliosis. I want it all. She said, bet. Now, have you ever considered taking PrEP? I said, PrEP, what's that? Ain't that for people who have already been diagnosed with HIV? She said, you sound real ignorant. I said, yes, Your Honor. She said, no. PrEP is to prevent HIV. And I was like, why are you telling me that? She said, because you're a black woman. And 60% of the new diagnosed HIV cases are in black women. Say it again in case y'all ain't hear me good. 60% of the new HIV cases, of the new HIV diagnosis are in black women. So I had to share this statistic with y'all because black women, this is important info. I didn't know. Did y'all know that?
So apparently, HIV, we got something to tell you.
That's racist!
That's racist. Why are you going after black women, HIV? What? 60% of the new HIV case. Where is it? What did she say? 60%? Is it? Yes, this is important. 60% of the new HIV cases, where it's not in the 60%? No, I was not playing it on triple speed. That was straight. That was one-time speed. Look, y'all, it was one-time speed. She just talks very fast. Play one-time speed. Yeah, that's it. One time. 60% of all new HIV. Now, here's the thing. It's not saying that 60% of them are black people. Because there are a lot of black men. Where are these? Why is it not a black people thing? You want to posit some guesses? Because a lot of these women are dealing with the same HIV infected guys. Because she said it. She said, I'm a 304. So get the STI test ready. I need, all of it. 60% of the new cases of HIV are black women. This is insane. This is a woe. This is a black dating woe. So as a black man, if you know that's the case, what do you do if you're trying to marry, start a family? Y'all got to tell me, because I have sons. I have sons that I want to eventually marry. Am I going to have to tell them to avoid black women? Because she says it. She says she's a 304. And the other women there are all about the sister code we saw in the last video. You don't talk to a black woman this way. So there's a certain way that I can't talk to you. Y'all, 60% of the cases of HIV are coming from you all. What do I tell my sons? What advice do I give to young men who actually want to marry someone who is of the same ethnicity as them? Chalk it up. It's good. And then if you do become a man of means, is this what you have to look forward to? Iman Shumpert, Tiana Taylor. Iman Shumpert's divorce finalized. Tiana is receiving 4 houses worth over $10 million, a 7-figure payout, and luxury vehicles, including a $300,000 Maybach, $70,000 Mercedes Sprinter, and a tour bus. She also retains full ownership of her companies. Iman must pay $8,000 a month in child support and cover their children's private school tuition. So she gets all of that and to keep her own businesses, and he still has to pay for the children's education and $8,000 a month for them to live. So if you become a man of means, that doesn't protect you either. But the Yas Queens will say that she came up, that he's supposed. How is this fair? She gets to keep her businesses, and he has to pay. He has to essentially just give like $10 million houses. If she just had one house and sold it, that would take care of the kids for the rest of their life. All the rest of this is ungodly. These are not equal. Unjust scales are an abomination to the Lord, and this is unjust. Yeah, he sounds like, he had a bad attorney. No matter if he has it or not, this is the family court system until it is, what? Oh, goodness. This has to be, that's a wholesale, like, reimagining of family court. Because there's no way you can look at this and think, oh, well, yeah, this makes sense. No, this family court targets men. It wants to destroy men. There's no way that she deserves all of this. Absolutely no way. She didn't dribble one shot. She didn't dribble. She didn't take one shot. She didn't win any of the championships. She didn't spend all of her time trying to be a better basketball player. She has her own businesses. Apparently, she gets to keep them. That's what it says. Full ownership of her companies. And if anybody who agrees with this is one of, and then don't complain when men don't want to get married to you all, when this could be the outcome. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's by design to destroy men. I would shudder to tell my sons to get married. I want them to get married. And I want them to be men of means. Well, I'm going to tell them, you've got to get an ironclad prenup, because you cannot go into this trusting these young women who were nurtured and brought up in this culture. They believe the lies of feminism. They are ungodly to their core. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling y'all, don't do it. And I'm going to give that advice to my son. Yeah, I mean, the family court system is designed to destroy men. But again, if he didn't have a prenup, that's on him. I have sons, and I have to inform them, and I have to train my daughters to not be like these women. I didn't marry one like this, but yeah. Yes, indeed. And I think Iman Shumpert has been one of the people who hasn't blown his money. I think he's well known for actually having done a good job with his money. Let's see if there's any more stuff. And we got like dating, Jamal Bryant, mommy. Okay, never married. Yes. All right. Oh yeah, this was the other one. Yeah, how these young women are being taught. Look at this. This is insane. It's a daily reminder to take up space no matter who's watching. This is a mental illness. This obsessive need to film yourself, put it online for clicks, likes, and views. And validation. I mean, validation. And they think, they're sticking it to white people because, the white people looking, and I ain't going to let these Karens. My goodness, this is insane. I don't understand why. I'd go in there and I'd mess up a whole video, right? I don't know. I ain't that type of person. I don't deal with these people, but this is where we are, where you got everybody, taking pictures of themselves. Everybody thinks they're a celebrity. Everybody wants to become a celebrity. It's godless. To take up space no matter who's watching. And you better not tell me nothing. You better not tell her nothing either. Better not tell her nothing because she'll go off on you, right? That's the power of these young women, these young black women, is the power of their tongue. They'll, cuss you out. And, oh, boy. Man. All right, one last thing. Yeah. Whew, right, fake it till you make it, right. All right, appreciate everybody that's been watching. Thank you to everybody that has tuned in today. All right, we got like 13 minutes. We didn't reach our super chat goal. We got 2 super chats. I appreciate everybody for super chatting. We were going for a few more than that. I was going to open up the chat line, but that's okay. Okay. But this is one thing I want y'all to listen to with 2 more things, right? I got one more thing, right? I'm the Baptist preacher. I still got a little Baptist preacher in me. Okay. And then 30 minutes later. Okay. Let's see. This one I thought was interesting, and I wanted to share it with you all just to maybe talk about it. I don't know. I've heard this before, but I've never heard anybody articulate it. But this is from Dom Luker. So he says, we're buying churches. All right. This is a Muslim imam, I believe.
We are buying these churches. We bought 3 churches so far, converted them to masjids, and now we have 1 we are buying with a school to make it, because we have to serve the same people. The people who were part of that community, one day they will be Muslims. So we'll make it into a masjid and an Islamic school for our children and their children, inshallah. 100 years ago, they invaded the Muslim world, and they built missionary schools and destroyed Islamic schools and masjids. Today, we bring the favor back, turn their churches into masjids and their schools into Islamic schools. Bring the light of Islam to here. We're able to buy ready to go institutions that have been there for a long time, but they emptied out. And now it is time to be filled with Muslims, with reverts, converts. This is an election year. But we're not going to be happy with either candidate. We have to be happy when Islam becomes the best candidate for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give Islam the victory in this country.
So, lest you believe that it is. Thank you, Tip the Table. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Appreciate you guys. And we got to 7,000 before the end of the month. That was one of my goals. I wanted to start doing lives again so I could get back to, pushing the subscriber count higher and higher. I appreciate everybody that subscribed. Thank you to everybody that I think we've gotten over. I think we were at 6,800, like 6,800 something. So we've gotten over 200 subscribers on this live alone. So, all right. If you do not believe that there is a concerted, coordinated effort for the religion of Islam to take over the West, then you've got your head in the sand. 2 ways it's going to happen. When they have authority and power, it will be done with force. When they don't, it will be done through deceptive means and through the continued growth of the population of Muslims until they get the majority in the power. Need an example? Look at Islam. Look at England, Great Britain, the United Kingdom, whatever you want to call it. So, if you want the same thing to happen here, turn a blind eye to the fact that, that like Caleb said, you sleep. Because what I do respect about Islam is that they don't play around with the mindset, with the idea that their religion and their politics go hand in hand. In America, we were a Christian nation, and the book Gary DeMar's America's Untold Christian History. I think I have that book around here somewhere, but I'll put a link in the description. We were a Christian nation, and Muslim nations look at us as a Christian nation. When they talk trash about America, they say, well, you're supposed to be Christian, but you've got this, and this problem that's not Christian, right? You're peddling smut. You're doing this. You got feminists. You got LGBTQ. You got all this stuff. Why can't y'all get your stuff together? We got our stuff together. We don't let these people run and rule our country, right? And Americans sit back because of the misapplication of the separation of church and state idea, a misunderstanding and misapplication. We think that this nation can survive without Christ being Lord. Well, if we have no anchor, then guess what? A people with conviction and an anchor will eventually take you over. That's essentially what happens all throughout history. We've lost our anchor. And so this country was never meant to be a religious melting pot. It was supposed to be a place where multiple Christian denominations could exist. There were state charters state constitutions where you had to be a functioning member and an in good standing member of a Christian church in order to hold office. That was the understanding here. But now we're like, well, no, we can let the Ilhan Omars be elected. Why? Or whatever that guy in New York be elected. We've lost our anchor. So yeah, we're ripe for the picking too. We could be taken over just like them. Just like Sweden, just like Great Britain. Thank you for the other references. Yeah, and there are people in my chat. My wife was actually a military veteran. She's a military veteran as well. And they don't play over there. So you may think that you want to play nice, and that's one of the reasons why it's so wicked that black people yoke themselves to the Democrat Party, because the Democrat Party has nothing. They don't want anything good for black people. They don't. They really don't. They don't. Because they want to play nice with this. They hate Christianity. Well, Muslims don't want a Christian majority either. So guess what? Work hand in hand. Erode the Christian foundation, and then they think, the left thinks that they'll be able to ward off the Islamic takeover. After they destroy the Christians, they think, oh, well, yeah, we'll just play nice with all the religions and everybody. No. Are you serious? You think that Islam's going to play nice with feminists and LGBTQ? Are y'all serious? You really think that? Oh, okay. You must have been born last night. Okay. Because they're not going to play with you people. They're not. Like when y'all are thinking, oh, I don't believe in any religion, but we can all coexist together. Coexist. No, that's not the theology of Islam. They coexist until they get power, and then you will be subjugated. You saw what he said. He said, remember, they did the same thing to us. They came over to Islamic lands and they built their schools and the missionaries built schools, Christian schools. We're going to do the same thing. It's a playbook. It's right here. He just said it. He said it. So again, we have to, are we going to take them at their word, or are we going to continue to turn a blind eye and watch them convert churches into mosques? Because, well, I'm not religious. I'm checking the nons. I'm one of the nons. We're not religious here. We're not religious in America. We don't want to be a Christian nation. We don't want to be a Christian. Okay. Keep it up. Just keep it up. Right. Chrislam. Right. Muslims don't have short memories. They remember. He remembers. He said it. Remember, they did what they did when they came over to and they remember. They remember. He said it. I didn't. I'm just listening to the Muslim imam say that they want to eventually build more mosques, more schools, so that they can take over this area and everybody in the area will be Muslims. Right? I'm just going to. Because they keep. Okay.
We bought.
I'm listening.
Three churches so
listen
far,
to them again.
Converted them to masjids. And now we have one we are buying with a school to make it, because we have to serve the same people. The people who were part of that community, one day they will be Muslims. So we'll make it into a masjid and an Islamic school for our children and their children, inshallah. 100 years ago, they invaded the Muslim world and they built missionary schools and destroyed Islamic schools and masjids. Today, we bring the favor back, turn their churches into masjids and their schools into Islamic schools. Bring the light of Islam to here. We're able to buy ready to go institutions that have been there for a long time, but they emptied out. And now it is time to be filled with Muslims, with reverts, converts. This is an election year. But we're not going to be happy with either candidate. We have to be happy when Islam becomes the best candidate for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give Islam the victory in this country.
So, what am I supposed to believe? Am I supposed to believe some of y'all that's telling me that, oh, you never sound like you've never read the Quran? I can read what this man is saying. I can read what this man just said. We pray that Allah will give us the victory in this country, that the best candidate will be an Islamic candidate. I'll let him speak for himself. What do you want me to do? Ignore what he just said? He don't know what he's talking about. That goes against the Quran. I'm pretty sure he's read the Quran more than I have, and this is what he's saying to his congregation. I'm going to just believe him. I'll just believe him. I'll believe my eyes and my ears. I'll believe what happened in Sweden. I'll believe what happened in the UK. Why don't I just believe him? Just believe him. I'm just going to believe him. Just believe him. I don't want. I mean, I'm not a dumb man. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I could be. Look. I could be.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb.
I could be dumb.
For real.
Thank you for the super chat, Chase. I appreciate you. Here we go. I could be really dumb. But I think I'm smart enough to listen to a man say we want Islam to have victory in this country. and we want the best candidate. We're not going to be happy with either candidate because they're not Islamic. So we want the best candidate to be an Islamic candidate. I just believe what he says. I'm smart enough to do that. And I'm smart enough to look at what happened in Sweden and in the UK. I'm smart enough to do that. You don't have to be a genius to look at the Meccan and Medinan period of Islam and see the difference. Y'all think we have to be Islamic scholars to recognize patterns? I don't want to be an Islamic scholar. Just like I don't want to be a Jehovah's Witness scholar or a Mormon theological scholar. I don't care. I'm just going to use my eyes and ears and listen to the man who just said he wants that. And he's not alone. Because look at Michigan. Play games all you want. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. We got enough problems in America without an Islamic takeover being a possible one. Because look at the southern border. It wasn't just Hispanic people coming across it. Recently, where I live, Islamic terrorist attack on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Again, what do we have to do? We just have to shut our brains off? Is that what y'all want? Huh? Just shut it off. All right, we'll shut them off and just stop looking. We'll stop paying attention. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, to what this man just said in the mosque. We're not gonna pay attention, right? Yeah, exactly. Zoran Mandani, the next New York mayor. Well, we're just gonna say. We're just gonna listen. We're just gonna listen to. I'm just listening to the guy. I just listened to him. I just listened to what he said. That's all I did. I just listened. I'm gonna put the links in the description for those of y'all that are worried about me. You know, all the links are gonna be in the description. Watch this. I'm gonna put them all in the description of the YouTube video, so you can go. Because I'm not making it up. This isn't AI. I'm not AI. Muslims believe even in their Quran that they have to convert by force to please and earn favor with Allah, right? And especially punish Christians, right? Whoever in their own book it tells them to consult with. Exactly. They act like people don't have basic reading comprehension. Y'all say so. I don't know what to tell y'all. And do what y'all want to do. Do what you want. I'm not gonna be taken in by it. All right? And I would suggest that we who don't want to be taken in by it continue to speak up. Let's see. I'm going to put this back there. Right. All right, y'all. Well, that's been 2 hours. 2 hours. Right. I appreciate everybody that's been rolling with me. We got over 200 subscribers on this video. 500 people watching right now. I hate to leave. So many interesting conversations we could have. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? I mean, I have a bunch of things in my bookmarks that we could talk about. Let me check. What's been going on? Because you know what happens a lot of times is when I'm on this live, breaking news happens. Breaking news happens while I'm on the live. Yeah, so the New Year's attack, where the guy drove in on the French Quarter in New Orleans. He drove his truck down the middle of Bourbon Street, killing a multitude of people and injuring others. Yeah, so we got some interesting. Y'all want to see something funny? Let's just look at some funny stuff. How about that? I'll just do this. Let me do this. Let's do this. We'll do this. Let's do this. We'll do a couple of funny videos that I think y'all might like. This woman is insane. Lighten the mood a little bit before we leave. Lighten the mood a little bit, okay? Look at this woman here. Okay, she is upset. Ducks are mating. The ducks are mating.
Get away from her! Get away from her! Hey! off of her! Hey! Stop it! Stop it!
She's yelling
Damn
at the
it,
duck
get
to
us
stop
a net!
mating with another duck.
Is everybody just standing around?
How do you figure more ducks get made?
I know.
Right, how do you think more ducks get
She
made?
thinks it's ducks killing the other duck. Because it's losing seconds. And she's just making it more scared.
She went and got somebody to give her
Is that
a
illegal?
net.
Oh wow. That's great. That's cool.
This is what happens when you don't discipline your children.
She's just interfering with life. That's how ducks. I think if the duck goes all the way out there, she's gonna fall. She has to follow. There's no shot chasing. Yeah.
That's insane. Right, leave the ducks alone. Come on. Like, what? There's such a thing as Karen fatigue, right? Karen fatigue. Yes. Oh man, this is insane. Wow. You want to keep talking about this, right? Right. But I thought that was funny. That'd be a nice way to end. Oh goodness. Oh man. Now, I was talking about this earlier. I was talking about this earlier, but maybe I shouldn't post this one. I got so much stuff in my I have so much stuff in my backlog that I wanted to discuss. You know, y'all know part of me wants to weigh in on the slander of Kobe Bryant that's been going on in the NBA. And then there's that situation with Jamar Chase and that Instagram thought that wanted to my goodness, so much stuff to talk about. I think I'm gonna leave it there because I want to get my thoughts together on a lot of it before. Oh, let's go to my favorite. Yeah, my favorite. This is a woman that helped me. She helped me to grow my channel, so I will be forever grateful to her. Right? Here we go. She's possibly running for governor.
With Kamala, you can't go wrong. She's smart. She's strong. With Kamala, you can't go smart. She's strong. With Kamala, you can't go wrong. She's smart. She's strong. With Kamala, you can't go.
They're saying she's smart. She's strong. With Kamala, you can't go wrong. It's almost like November didn't happen. Smart. You like word salad. I prefer Caesar. But, you know. Strong. I'm going to go ahead and say no. No. I'm going to say no. Strong is not what I would say. She had one job. The job was to keep the border secure. A strong border czar would have kept the border secure and not allowed millions of people across the border during her watch. That would have been a great show of strength. But apparently she wasn't strong enough to do that one job. And with Kamala, you can go very wrong. Very wrong. We were this close. That woman got over 70 million votes. Do we realize how insane our country is that this woman, that 70 million people thought it would be a good idea for her to be the leader of the free world? A woman who had, what were her great accomplishments in government? What were they? At least you could say as much as you might not have liked Barack Obama and his policies, the man was at least charismatic. He could rile up a base. He could give a good speech. He governed horribly, and his policies set us back years and years. But he at least had the presidential look. But this woman, if you were going to put a woman, because this is what they did, there was no primary. They installed her, the Democrats who are all about democracy, right? All about democracy. But they installed her. They installed Biden the previous time. They installed Hillary Clinton. But they're all about democracy. This was the best woman they could find to run as the nominee against Donald Trump. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Oh man. But yes, I appreciate everybody for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Until next time, we'll be back live on Sunday evening. That's going to be my normal schedule. Thursday, Sunday for lives. I'm going to try to release a couple of other videos in the next week on gluttony in the church and how we can combat that and how culturally we've been given over so much. There's so many things that I like to talk about. And if you are a member, you can ask me questions about things that you'd like to see covered. All right. People text me and ask me questions, and I'll move certain things up I have a list of things that I want to cover, but I'll move it up the list if my members ask for it. All right. Oh boy. So I'm going to close out there. And until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, support. All the information will be in the description. All right. See y'all around. Bye.